Happy Monday evening, everybody. Welcome to the Non-Boss Continuum with my co-host, Mary Ann, again tonight.
Hi.
How is everybody doing? Let me fix my lighting here. My lighting is like just not working very good tonight. I don't know what it is. Don't know. It keeps kind of flickering a little bit. So if y'all see me flickering, it's not me. It's really not me. I'm not in a portal or anything weird or woo. It's just the light. Yeah. So we are, let's just real quick, Marianne, let's just say hi to everybody who's here tonight. We've got Prospecting USA, Hunting America's Treasures. Hi, how are you? We have Mr. Gary Spikes. How are you, Gary? You missed my show the other day. And stop giving me that whole, I was camping and I didn't have cell service. Okay. So we're going to have to get you, a portable cell tower, Gary. Okay. You're not allowed to be missing any shows. And we have Miss Jean Hudson.
Tesla thing that you can take. It's not Tesla. What is the one is it Skylink that you can take camping anywhere and have service?
I think so. I think that's what we're going to have to get Gary, because Gary's not allowed to miss my shows. He's just not. Yep. And Miss Sharon Guy also stopping by to say hi. Hi, Sharon. So good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Let's see who else. We've got Jane. Hey, Jane. And Miss Cindy. We've got Miss Cindy Bailey, our favorite cook. How's everybody doing tonight? Let's see. Did I miss anybody? I thought I saw Roger pop in. Well, Mr. Jay Fritz is also here. Hi, Jay. You snuck in. I didn't see you. Glad you're here tonight, and I hope you're well. Cindy, listen, I didn't realize, and I was hoping you were going to be here tonight. I didn't realize last week that I missed it, because kind of going back and forth looking at the bingo cards and all that stuff last week, I missed my apologies, sincere apologies. I am so sorry that I missed that, honey, but thank you very, very much. Roger, you did show up, Roger. How are you, Roger? I hope you're well. Let's see. Oh, hey, Kevin. Hi, Kevin. How are you doing? Kevin was at the conference last year, Marianne. Kevin was there and we got to meet him. And that's everybody for right now. Yeah, I mean, there was so many people at the conference last year that I had seen in chats and participated in and known from chats from other shows and then on my own show that I got to meet at the conference last year. So I'm really looking forward to this year. So I'm really hoping all of those same people and more come to this year's conference.
Yes, exactly.
Hey, Griff. Glad you're here. Oh, now you're going to talk back, Gary, Mr. At least it was the first I've ever missed. I know, Gary. I'm just teasing you, my dear. I'm just teasing you. Aw, Cindy. Oh my gosh, you're so sweet, honey. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I think I saw Bobby. Oh, Bobby, you're in here too. Hi, Bobby. How are you? Glad to see you here. She's a Florida girl. Hopefully her and I will be able to hook up and maybe meet for lunch one day. I'd love that. But yeah, Cindy, thank you. Thank you so much, dear. Thank you. Well, I do have a little bad news. I have good news and I have bad news. We'll give you the bad news first. Poor Roger is very, 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 very sick. And he just wasn't able to make it tonight with us. But so we're going to reschedule as soon as he starts feeling a little bit better. We're going to get him rescheduled and get him back here with us. But the good news is I did end up booking for next week. Next week. My gosh, I can't even talk. I did book Jay Bachochin again. Jay hasn't been here in a few months, and so he will be here with us next Monday night. So that will be fun. Hey there, Lenny. Good to see you. I'm so glad you're here. So Marianne and I just thought we would just kind of, I don't know, take some questions from everybody and we would just kind of, I know Marianne's talked about some of her experiences. Hey there, Chris. Thanks for popping in. I know that Marianne has this really cool story that I love to hear about. And I was hoping maybe she would share it with us again tonight. The story.
Which story are you talking about?
That story where you guys had to do the head count thing and there was an extra head in the count.
Oh, the very first one when the thing sat with us. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes. Hi, Gerald. Thanks for coming in. Yes, I would love for you to share that story again. Every time I hear that story, I go, it's just the coolest thing to have something so, I don't know. You got to tell the story. I love it. I love it.
Okay, we can tell the story. It was the very first expedition I had ever gone on. Yes, it was BFRO. And we had split up into, I think that night I'm trying to remember if there's 3 or 4 groups, but there was about 10 in every group. And we'd been to a couple of other places that night, and it's like midnight. And the gentleman that is leading is like, hey, let's go to this one last place. We'll all meet there and then we'll head out. And we said, oh, okay, what are we going to do? Go, no, I'm not going. So yeah, we met up with everybody else, split back into our groups, and everybody went a different direction. So we walked down this road for a little ways. We get to an area and the gentleman that's leading the group says, hey, let's just hop off here, walk off out into the woods here a little ways. Okay, fine. So we did that and we get out not very far. I mean, we really weren't that very far from the road. And he's like, hey, let's just sit down. Okay. He's like, sit down and listen. Now it was a full moon that night. So you could see, we did not need lights. You could see. And we all sat down. I think my husband was the only person that didn't sit down. He just kind of leaned up against a tree. One of the ladies that was in the group was sitting next to me and she was in camo head to toe. And so she sits down, she's got a hoodie on and she pulls the hood over her head. And I'm sitting there looking at her thinking, if I didn't know she was sitting there, I wouldn't be able to see her. And I'm kind of focused on that the whole time. And the gentlemen are talking. I hear bits and pieces of the conversation. And part of the conversation is, how many of us are there? And the leader says, well, there's 10 of us out here. And they're back and forth a little bit. And they're like, okay, well, who is sitting, over by this, in this area? Well, it's so-and-so. Well, no, that little girl was sitting next to me. And her dad's like, no, she's over here. And so they're still trying to figure out who is sitting there because they've taken a head count and there's more than 10 of us. So as about that time, they realize there's more than 10 individuals here. So 2 or 3 of these guys jump up. And as they jump up, whatever this was rolled over this little berm and was gone. Now, we don't know if we walked in and it was sitting there and it just stayed still, or if it was maybe behind us and just came in and sat down. We're not sure. But at this point, we are all now standing facing that direction. And my husband's on one side, and this little girl, I'm trying to think, she might have been 13, 14. And we start to hear this, it sounds like a slap behind us, but very loud. I mean, a very loud slap. And her eyes were huge, and she looked at me, and I kind of looked at my husband, and he acknowledged he was hearing the same thing. So I turned around and took a couple steps the other direction. And then that's at the point where this thing steps out from the trees. Now, like I said, it's a full moon. It's really bright. I couldn't see any features other than this was a very large upright figure on 2 feet that was dark. That's all that I could see. And but you could see that it was moving. It stepped out from behind the tree, not peek. I mean, it completely stepped out, had no problem being seen. And then it stepped back and out on the other side. So it was moving so it could be seen. It was like it wanted us to pay attention to it and not the direction whatever else had gone. And so at this point, my husband says to the guy that was leading the group, you might want to come over here and look at this, because they're still talking about what rolled over the berm and all that good stuff. So he comes over. He never does see it, but at that point he gets spooked, and that's it. They're done. We're out of the woods. And I'm like, no. This is what we came for. I want to stay. They're threatening. Yeah, they're threatening to drag me out of the woods, is what they're threatening to do at this point. Okay, fine. I will go with you, So as we're leaving, this gentleman and another gentleman are in the very back, and they're talking about that they hear that we're being paced out of the woods. Something's following us. And so we get back onto the road, and the other groups are back at where we parked the cars. So we're walking up a slight incline on this road to them. And the closer we get, they said, you guys left somebody stand down there in the road. And we're like, no, we're all right here. We know we're all right here. And they're like, no, somebody's standing down there in the road. And so they, we can't always, nope, we're all here. At that point, they realized that it was standing in the road watching us walk out. So they had thermed it. So they sent one of the bigger gentlemen down there to do a size comparison, and he did not compare with the size of it. So, yeah. So the conclusion that they have came to is it was probably a juvenile that was there. And we went back to that area the next day, and the area that we were sitting in. And I heard this somewhere the other day on a podcast, and I thought, oh my gosh, that sounds exactly like what happened to us the first time. This whole area was tramped, matted down, what you could tell, large creatures, animals, whatever, however you wanted to define them, had been laying in this area. Because if you stood on the berm and looked on the other side, there's all these little tiny saplings everywhere. And if you turn around and looked back here, probably in a 20-foot square, there were no saplings. The leaves were matted down. Everything was pushed down. So I think that's where they slept in the daytime. And we just wandered into their sleeping quarters in the middle of the night, So it was, and we found a track there was like a very watery mud hole. And there was one track in that mud hole that we found. My husband actually found it. We have pictures of it. We couldn't cast it. Someone tried, and you couldn't tell what it was because of the water. But That was 5 years ago on the very first night that we ever went, and I've been hooked ever since.
That would hook anybody. That would hook anybody. Oh, look who it is.
Oh,
Shane.
yes.
Shane, Shane, Shane. Shane, Shane, Shane.
Yeah, they're coming for the bacon buddy.
Do you know I almost put bacon on the bingo cards?
I thought you put it on one of the bingo cards.
Did I? Oh, wait, let me check. Wait, hold on. Did I put it? Did I put bacon?
You did.
Hold on.
Because
hold up.
We had two for him, two of his words.
Did I put bacon on there? I thought about it, and then I was like, oh, that probably. Did I take it off, or did I think I might have changed. It. I took it off. It has to be. I have a whole thing going, so that's okay. It'll be on the next one.
There you go.
We will have bacon on the next set of bingo cards. And we are playing bingo, by the way, everybody. If you haven't got your bingo cards, make sure you send me an email and request one. Jean Hudson says no bacon on hers. She doesn't have no bacon.
Okay.
No,
I know we talked about it.
We did talk about it. But
I keep threatening Shane that I'm going to buy him a bacon costume, and he's going to have to run around at the conference and look like a big slice of bacon.
I would pay money to see that, just to see that. I would pay extra. For Shane. And then I see Gary, he's still, look at this. You're sweet, Gary. Thank you so much. You're a member and you send me that. Thank you. I really appreciate it. But I'm still mad at you for missing my show. I'm just teasing, Gary. I'm just teasing. Jean Hudson says it would be easy to make a bacon costume. Griff says there's always room for bacon. Bacon is my spirit animal. I mean, I don't know if anybody knows that, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
And we got everybody's extra. Yeah, how much extra? I don't know.
Depends on how much dancing goes on in the bacon suit.
And if there is a pole involved, there might be a lot more happening. It's family show.
We can throw bacon at the bacon.
That's right. We can throw the bacon at the bacon. Just, we could do that. Mm-hmm. Lots of shenanigans happen in Ozark.
Well,
or are they really called? What do we really call them though?
I think he has to tell us what those are.
Gary says, make sure it's maple bacon. Little Patty says, I'll take extra bacon, please. So yeah, we do get up to some shenanigans down in Ozark. We do. So y'all be paying attention as the Nightbot puts the information about the conference. The Facebook page is there, the link to the Facebook page. Make sure you guys go over there. Keep a very close eye because I know that pretty soon some announcements are going to be made, hopefully.
Yep. Hopefully in the next 2 weeks, we'll be releasing our speaker list, which you guys don't want to miss. And we are definitely moving to a bigger venue this year because we have a couple of people that we believe are going to cause us to need to move. Mm-hmm. So we got that. And then the tickets will be online this year. I'm working with Eventbrite, so that will be coming along in the next week or two. The camp out tickets are going to be separate though. And at this point, those are probably going to go straight through me. That'll be something that you'll have to contact me, but we'll put all that information out there for you when it's available.
Mm-hmm. And I'm excited. I'm so excited. I can't stand myself. But Shane will be there in the bacon costume. And so we, that's like intermission, like intermission entertainment.
Oh,
kind of thing,
yeah. He can dance and right. Okay. Yeah. That works.
Jazz hands and right.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. And people, people can have their picture taken with Shane the Bacon Man,
Exactly. Jean wants to know where the conference is again. The conference this year, the venue has changed.
We're moving it. It normally has been in Ozark, Missouri, but this year we're going to be in Springfield, Missouri, which is only about 20 miles north of us. Not a big difference. It's just a much larger space for us to be in.
Yeah. Cindy says, I'm getting fat just talking about bacon. LOL. Hey there, Mike. Yeah, no, I won't be there in the LBL. I have opted to do some stuff here in Florida this year. I couldn't really do much for the spring, but I am going to be going to the Ocala conference in June, and then I'll be in Ozark and I'll be in Missouri for this event. In September 28th. Save the date, everybody. Should I show that save the date flyer?
Yes.
Hang on. Let me get that. Hold on. I have to close the bingo cards. And did not have it preloaded.
Yeah, I think Shane's rethinking introducing us.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, a little bit.
Sorry. Too late to take it back. Way too late now. The universe is not as safe as it once was. So there we have it. Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. My apologies. I don't have the full thing on here. Hold on. Why is it? Hold on. Why is it doing that? It's not showing the full thing, is it? What the heck?
It's just a little bit that's missing there.
Yeah. I don't know why. Oh, hold on. I see. Hold on 1 second. I'll fix this. I should be able to fix it. Or maybe not. What is it doing? Oh. Any other time? Hold on. I think I just have it I had it too big. There. Is that better?
Yeah.
And then let me take the comment down.
There you go. There you go.
There. Better?
That's
there
great.
We go. Third annual Ozark Mountain Bigfoot Conference. Save the date, everybody. September 28th, 2024. It will be in Springfield, Missouri. And pay attention to that Facebook page. I'm telling you, you do not want to miss getting, especially if you're planning this year on going to the expedition. I mean, that's where the action is. So if you plan on attending that portion and going on that expedition, you better pay very close attention because it's a very limited spaces.
Yes, we don't have that many. We're just, you can't take that many people out in the woods. It would be great if I could take everybody, but I can't. We have to limit. We have to be respectful of the landowner, and we don't want to go out there with 500 people, because God, can you imagine trying to keep up with 500 people? I can't.
No. No.
No,
no, I couldn't do that.
no. So,
I couldn't do
we limit it for a multitude of reasons, but, we want to be respectful to the gentleman that we go onto his property, and he's very gracious and just a very nice gentleman. So we limit that. But yeah, that will all be coming up on the Ozark Mountain Bigfoot Conference page. So just keep your eye open for that.
Now, I think you can do this. You can at least tell us what is included if they decide to do the expedition, what's included in that bundle.
Okay. So if you decide to go camping with us, first of all, it's primitive camping. Okay. I did bring in like a porta potty last year. And we do have running water out there. So, but that's it. The gentleman lets us, Shane and them were able to hook up to his solar panels last year, so this year, what we're going to do is we're going to have the conference on Saturday. We're going to do that first this time. And the people that are going to go camping with us are leaving from the conference, and we're going straight to the campsite. And while you all are setting up your tents that night, the cook ladies will be getting dinner going. We're going to have dinner that night, and Saturday night, everybody's going to be worn out from the conference. We're just going to sit around and get to know each other. Unless somebody, I won't say his name, Bacon, but if he gets a wild hair and takes off into the woods. Okay. So what we'll do is Sunday we'll get up, have breakfast, maybe do some daytime scouting. That's really just up to you. We will provide you with dinner that night. And then at 9 p.m. is usually when we go out. And, hopefully we're going to have a couple other pieces of property out there this year that we're going to be able to get on too. But we're going to camp from Saturday night through Tuesday night and break camp Wednesday morning. So you get to camp with us the whole time. All my speakers are going to be camping with us. So you will get time with all those speakers, and we're going to feed you all. You just need to bring your camping supplies is basically, and whatever equipment that you like to use for bigfooting, you need to bring that with you also. So
big bang for your buck. It's there, and that includes the price that I know you haven't released prices yet. I know you're not doing that tonight, but I'm saying, just so everybody understands. I mean, when she puts out the call for, if you're interested and you want to be a part of the expedition portion of this conference, just remember that price is going to include two meals a day, your conference, and then 3 nights, literally, right? Saturday night, Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night. It's actually 4 nights, and break camp on Wednesday. Yes. So we're talking 4 days. That's a mini vacation. I mean, I could do a cruise 4 days, 3 nights, but no. I don't like going to Port of Miami. I don't like that place. With us. I'd rather be in the woods. I don't want to go on no boat. No.
I guarantee we can have almost as much fun in the woods.
That's right. The only thing I like about cruise ships is, you buy the drink package.
The alcohol. The alcohol.
Yeah. But those drink packages are like $400, and you're like, right? Can I really drink $400 of alcohol in 3 days? It's always
I'm sure try.
Right? I'll die crying.
Exactly.
I'd rather be in the woods with friends and Bigfoot.
Yeah.
And Roger
Yeah.
agrees. He says, Nona boss, same here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's funny, you and I met in Tennessee last year, but we actually got to spend time together at the conference last year. And yeah, Shane made a big mistake by introducing us because we have become cohorts in crime.
We have.
So,
We really have. A whole lot of behind the scenes crime going down.
some days more than others, but yeah, crime.
Plotting and planning and scheming. And no, we're just teasing. No, we're not.
No, we're not really. No. So let me ask you, what is the weirdest encounter of anything? Not just Bigfoot, just weird. Give me your weird.
You want me to give you my weird?
Give me your weird.
Okay.
And I'll give you my weird.
Okay. Well, mine, it's hard because in this weird encounter, it was a whole bunch of stuff that happened. I mean, there was Bigfoot encounter. There was, I don't know, missing time. There was missing time. It was, it was a whole thing. There were orbs involved, but I did not see said orbs. I have never seen an orb. If anybody, that is the one thing I've had a lot of weird stuff happen to me out there while being out there, like looking for Bigfoot or, like weird stuff, but never seen an orb. So I don't know. Everybody says they're, but there were two other people with me. It was my son, Matt, and Jessica Jones, the cryptid huntress. We were in the North Georgia mountains, and we had drove up this mountain road, and this windy mountain road that went like this till you get to the top. And when we pulled in, because she had told us about this place, like she kind of said, well, we've had this happen and that happen. We've had some things happen here. I'm not going to go into all that, but we've had weird things happen. And she didn't, I mean, that was kind of all we knew. You know what I mean? Like, okay, this is someplace that she's researched and she's been there and been going there for like 12 years. So it's not like it was a brand new place to her. Okay. So we get to the top of the mountain. It takes us about 40 minutes to get up there, about 40 minutes. And my son Matt and her got out of the car first. I was kind of fiddling with whatever, I don't know, my charger, whatever it was. I was last to get out of the car. And the second I opened up the car door and my feet hit the ground, and I was hit with a wave of, I don't know how, and the only way I can describe it is I was instantly, like I had vertigo that happened instantaneously. I was feeling dizzy. I felt like I was in this like vortex of energy, and I felt nauseous, and I was like, whoa. It was just like I walked into this like crazy like energy thing. It was weird. And I kind of sat back. I was like on the car, and I'm like, whoa, I'm like, Matt, I'm like, get me a chair. I'm like, I got to sit down. And then Jessica was like, oh, I should, because I am very sensitive to energy. And so she goes, I should have warned you. She goes, I didn't think about it. She's like, most people don't have that reaction. She goes, only people who are really sensitive to energy have that reaction here. And she goes, like, I really didn't think about it. So, and I'm like, it's okay. So Matt gets me a chair. And right at that moment, I started picking up the 3 Bigfoot. There were 3 of them. And we were sitting like in a triangle. Like my back was to the car, and then Jessica was to my right. Matt was sitting to the left. So he could see behind her, she could see behind. And I'm just kind of sitting there. And I don't know if how many people on my channel, if y'all know me and you've been here at least twice, you guys know that I have had some, I don't like to call it mind speak. I really don't. I just call it communication because it comes to me in different ways. Sometimes it'll be images. Sometimes it's a gut-wrenching feeling. And then sometimes I really do. I don't hear a voice, but I get messages. And I don't have any other way to explain it, but it has happened to me. So this will be the second time that it happened to me. So it's only the second time. So, but I can feel their energy. I know when they are around, and I can usually pinpoint and go, they're at the 1 o'clock or this or this. There, I can tell usually where they are if they're there. So I'm sitting there and I'm just kind of like the first Sasquatch was very he was kind of the one I was picking up. Like I knew the other two were there, but he was like the guy in charge. I That's all I can tell you. He wouldn't like, so I knew he was pissed because it was like basically what he was coming across to me was, who are you and what the hell are you doing here? Because see, yeah, like that was what he was giving off. He was
You're
like,
like,
who
it's
like
fine.
who
I'm
the
gonna
hell
make
are
it.
you? Yeah, who the hell are you and what are you doing here? Like he was the guy in charge. The other two, I knew he was about at the 430 position, like kind of this way behind us. The other two, I knew. I said to Matt and Jessica, and I'm just sitting there with my eyes closed and I'm trying to get him to try to communicate with me. But it wasn't anything other than like my chest gets very tight and like sometimes like I feel like I can't breathe, like somebody's sitting on my chest. So I said to Matt and Jessica, I said, there's two. I said, there's one over here, over here. I said, then there's two over here, one at 7 and one at 9. And literally right after I said that, and my eyes are closed, I'm not even like, I am trying to get this dude to calm down because his energy was way, way, way high. Like he was on alert big time. And I'm just saying, look, like we're not here to hurt you. We're not here to harm you. We're just here for higher learning. We're not, da, da, da. Like I'm just trying to like chill this guy out. So right about then, I said and my eyes are closed this entire time. I said to Matt and Jessica, I said, these two are moving. I was like, now they're at 9 and 11. And as soon as I said the word 11, they heard this big, like huff grunt thing come from the 11 o'clock position. This like huff grunt is how they both described it. And then right after that, they each saw an orb. He saw one behind her. She saw one behind him. And then the next thing that happens, we're sitting in this triangle shape. And again, my eyes are closed because all I'm trying to do right in that moment is trying to get this guy, this alpha male. I'm gonna call him an alpha male. He was the dude in charge. And I'm just trying to get him to calm down. So right as I start to get him I can tell he's starting to relax. All of a sudden, it came this energy. And I don't know, I've never felt an energy like this before and never have since. And it was as if it swept around Jessica, like it came like around Jessica and in between in between me and her, and was it standing in front of me. I couldn't see anything though. I couldn't see anything because as soon as it happened, I felt it like that. And I opened my eyes and I saw nothing. And I was like, I looked over at Jessica and she was already like that. Like she was already in that. She knew something was there too, but she didn't know what. We were both like, what is going on? And as soon as that happened, all of a sudden we hear like this wall of rain rushing towards us. And it was like it just broke everything. It was like everything stopped. Everything was like, wow, okay, we got to get in the car. Oh my gosh. So we get everything back into the car. We had no idea what was going on, but this energy was really weird. And I'll tell you the reason is so strange. I've never felt it before, never since. Usually you can kind of identify something as feeling good or feeling bad, right? Like a positive energy or a negative energy. Whatever this thing was, had none of that. It was totally neutral. It was this bizarre, it's like the signature of it was there, but it wasn't either one. And I was like, Jessica and I talked about it later on, and we were both like, man, that did not feel good. Like I would rather know if something is positive or negative, if something is bad or good. I would want to know. I don't want to, something that was felt that neutral just felt very unsafe. I don't know any other way to explain it. So then we get in, we jump in the car, and I mean, it's starting to pour down now. And I mean, buckets pouring down. The whole ride up that mountain, it was absolutely, I don't have a four-wheel drive like vehicle. I mean, I have, I have an SUV, but it isn't four-wheel drive. And the whole thing, it's one lane. And I mean, I was scraping the bottom of my car. I mean, it took us forever to get up there because of the road was so treacherous. And it would be like mountain on one side, straight down cliff the other side. Like, it was a really crazy drive up. So in my mind, I'm thinking we better get out of here and we better get down this mountain because it's going to be mud. And I don't even know how we're going to get down off the mountain before the roads are bad. I said, I don't want to get stuck up here. Like, with all this going on, I don't want to be stuck up here. So we started our way back down the mountain. And as we came around as we were coming around the corner and my headlights came around, there was this one little area where it looked like it might have went down like a little service road, a very small service road, maybe big enough for like a side by side.
Right.
And right in the middle of that was this huge, shadowy, big, hulking, shadowy thing. I mean, huge. I can't even describe how big it was. It was, I mean, it had to have been 10, 11, 12 feet, maybe. I mean, humongous. And as we came around the corner, I seen it. Jessica didn't see it, but I saw it and Matt saw it. And at the exact same time, we both start screaming, what the, like, oh my God, what is that? Oh, and Matt's going. Right. And that quickly, Matt says, it's okay. We're off the mountain. And I'm like, I'm the first one to go, what do you wait, what? Because I'm driving. And he's going, yeah, look, Mom, we're down. We're right, here's the road. And he was all calm, like super calm. Like he went from, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, to, we're off the mountain. It's okay. We're right here. Here's the road. And I'm like, I'm going, no, no, we can't. There's no way. We can't be. What? And then we realized, like, we had 25 minutes of missing time. And we were down the mountain and we were all literally looking at each other going, what the hell just happened? And all three of us we spent the entire night. Matt even got it on film. He set up his camera and he videotaped all three of us talking about our experience and what happened, everything that happened to me, everything that happened to him, everything that happened from Jessica's point of view. And to this very day, I have no idea what happened. I have no recollection other than Matt and I screaming bloody murder going, what is this thing that we're seeing? And then he calm as day. It's okay. We're off the mountain. We're down the mountain. We're good. Here's the road. It was the craziest thing.
That's wild.
Yeah. That's my weirdest.
Wild.
So what's your weirdest? All about the weird tonight. I love it.
Yeah. And you know me, I'm all flesh and blood, right? I'm all flesh and blood.
Thanks, Mike.
So I hesitate, and it took me a long time to tell this story because I just couldn't explain it. Mm-hmm. So the house that I live in, it's a 2-story house, but on the back part of the house, there's a bathroom. And it's an old house, so we have very tall windows in it. And I had came in one day from work, come through the house. I'm going to go to the bathroom. And so these windows look out into our yard, which has a gradual slope to it, which then goes into the neighbor's yard that has kind of this continuing slope back there.
Richard.
And so I do not put curtains on those windows because you can't see in the house because of the angle of the yard. You just can't do it. I've done it. I went out there and looked to see if I could see in my windows. Can't. So I'm to the point of I'm not putting curtains on them, right? So I go in the bathroom. I sit down to use the bathroom, and I always am looking out the window because I love my backyard. It's beautiful. It looks like a park, Mm-hmm. And I'm just like always looking to see. We have trees. It's really pretty, and I'm looking, and I don't know how to even describe this to you. The best way that I can describe this, you've seen the Predator movies when the thing goes invisible, right? And you can just see it shining and glistening type thing. That is what went through my neighbor's yard.
Oh my God.
And not like it was even above the ground level. So it was probably like 12 feet up. And I mean, you can see that there's part of it, but it was not, I could not see where it touched the ground. And it goes through the yard. You can see this, shimmer of what it is. And I'm just like sitting there going, what did I just see? What was that? And I'm sitting there, and I mean, this whole split second type thing. I just happened to look at the right moment and see this go through the neighbor's yard, right? And I got up, left the bathroom, and went in the living room and sat down. And it was like, I don't know, 30, 45 minutes later, my mom's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Why?" She goes, "You're like sitting here staring at the wall."
Yeah.
I said, "What?" And at that point, I was like, did not even remember seeing it. Did not tell anybody. Didn't tell anybody for like 3 or 4 months. Didn't tell my husband because I thought, okay, he's going to think I've lost my ever-loving mind at this point. Bigfoot's a stretch enough. You start to do the other things and it's like, right? So one night, John and Lou were here. We were going camping with Randy and Shane and the Kaimichis, and they had came to my house. And we were all going to just caravan from my house. And we're having dinner. I'm like, "Oh, yeah, by the way," I just blurted it out. And I'm like.
You just blurted it out like that.
And they're looking at me like, what? My husband's looking at me like, what? Because we're all sitting there eating dinner. And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, by the way, there's this predator thing in the backyard, And they're all like going, "What? When?" And I'm like, "Oh, months ago."
They're like, months ago? You're just now telling us?
Well, I think, and it kind of proves my point when I talk about, a lot of these people in their encounters, they have such a hard time wrapping their mind around it because they were not brought up to believe in this kind of stuff.
Right.
My mother allowed me to go to the library, and I read books on all kinds of things, right? Just all kinds of things. So I have always been open-minded. But this was even a little much for me, and
Yeah.
I think it was shock. It just took me that long to process this. And what I started to do about the time I had told him, I started to hear on other podcasts people talking about the same thing. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm not nuts.
Yeah. I have heard that. I've heard, like, a lot of people talk about this shimmery thing.
Yeah.
They don't, a lot of people, because they don't, and I don't hear people, and there seems to be two different things. It seems to be they're talking and describing something that is doing that shimmery, like a shimmery effect. And then there's people that talk about like the cloaking thing. And they seem to be, some of them, talking about like, they'll be like, no, it wasn't cloaked. It was shimmery. It was just like the predator effect. Like it seems to be there's two different things. Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. I don't think this was cloaking either. I mean, okay, it may have been cloaking for that thing. And maybe, she's right. It's almost like that heat wave mirage, because it has that, but it dumbfounds you when you see it, because you don't know. You're like, your mind's like, oh, I can't process that. I don't have a box to put that in. And so it is like, that's the only thing that only place that I can put it is, to me, I'm not saying that the shape of it was the predator, although it was upright, bipedal, but it had that shimmer effect to it, so that you could see the outline of it, because when it moved across the yard, you could still see what was behind it, but you could see that distortion of how it moved across the yard.
That's so wild. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's weird, like, because I mean, were you like, should I tell my neighbor, or you were just like, screw this, I'm not telling nobody nothing?
There wasn't a thought in my head. It's like, I finished my business, I pull my pants up, and I go in the other room. Did not, like I said, I'm in there just sitting. I don't have the TV on, anything. And, my mother's like, after 30 minutes, she's like, are you okay? Because I'm just sitting in there staring at the wall, type of thing. So it's like, I think it's, shock. I don't know that I can say shock. It's just that my brain could not process that, and what's okay. How do I explain that to my neighbor? Oh yeah, by the way, you have a predator in your yard. And I don't mean like fox or coyote. I mean from the Predator movies. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you're like this. You're like, hi, could I borrow a cup of sugar? And by the way, you had this very weird predator thing in your yard yesterday. Did you happen to see it?
Right? Did you see what I saw? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'd have probably been like going, yeah. Yeah. And I mean, that's the only time that I've seen anything like that, and I guess right place, right time.
Right.
I mean, I've seen other odd things in my life, but that one takes the cake, because that one, it took me a long time to be able to even talk about it, because I'm just like, okay.
I had a really hard time with the missing time thing. I know, and I know that was like the least of what happened. You know what I mean? It was almost like, even though I don't even remember it, that bothered me more. That bothered me more than than them saying that they saw orbs. It bothered me more than that weird energy. It bothered me more that there were 3 Sasquatch there. It was like that bothered me more than the entire, and and there was one more very strange element that happened. There was one more strange thing that happened. As we get off the fight, because we figure out there was this, like, we're off the mountain and we're arguing, and I'm arguing with him, and Jessica's sitting back there going, like, what just happened? Like, what happened to us? Like, and I'm going, no, something's wrong. And he's like, okay, well, look, he's like, like, come on, we got to go. Like, so I get off of the side road from the mountain. I get onto the regular road. I was only doing about 35 miles an hour. It was like the speed limit. It was like, and it was dark. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, from the woods, like the woods was on this side, and there were homes over here. Like, we're like out, we're like off, we're way away from this place now. We're like 3 miles probably down the road, almost back to like where, like, to the town. And out of nowhere, sideways, this owl that was completely, it was like totally white, like not white, like beigey, but it was all one color. It had no variations, and it was sideways, and it flew in front of the windshield, and it was slow motion, like, and all 3 of us started screaming to the top of our lungs because all 3 of us were, I thought I was going to hit this thing because it seemed like it was just going so slow. It was the craziest thing ever. Wild. And then finally, that was the end of it. Like, finally, I'm like, oh my God, just get me back to the campsite. I just want to go back to my little tent, please.
Well, and this is completely not Bigfoot or predator related or whatever, but I had this friend, and her and her husband were looking to purchase this land in Oklahoma. I mean, a lot of land. We're out in the middle of freaking nowhere, right? And it was just the 3 of us. We're kind of driving around the perimeter of this property, and we had a flat tire. And of course, we're in the middle of nowhere, right? Nowhere. And no spare, all this kind of crap, or the spare was low or so. Anyway, we're standing out there. And so we're in this part of Oklahoma that is as flat as it can freaking be. I mean, just prairie type area. And we're standing out there. So they finally are like, okay, let's at least put the spare on. It's low, but we can probably limp back to town, which was, I don't know, 40, 50 miles, something like this, And so we're out there, and all of a sudden, and I mean, you can see either direction from where we're parked. There's no vehicles coming because you can see the road, right? Plus you can hear, because there's nothing out there. There's nothing to buffer the sound. And all of a sudden there's a vehicle that appears there's like little humps, just little humps in the road, enough that a vehicle disappear and pop back up. But, it's like all of a sudden there's sound and there's a vehicle coming out of nowhere, right? Nowhere. This guy pulls up. He's very tall. He's very thin. He's very blonde, almost white blonde, right? Extremely kind. Just had you were just immediately relaxed when this individual walked up to us, and what's going on? Can I help? What can I do for you? And we're all like, it helped us put the spare on, all this. And, my friend and I are both sitting there looking at each other like, what is this?
Right.
And so her husband's Native American. She was a psychic. And I'm just looking at her like, because every time we go somewhere together, there's always something going on, right? Always something going on. She used to take me with her when she would do these psychic cleansings of the houses. Let me tell you what. I have been there. I have done that. Yeah. So, she's standing there watching this guy, and I'm like,
that's wild.
There was just something. He was very kind. He helped us. He got back in the car. And we watched him. You see him for a couple of and the car is gone. It's gone.
And you're like, where did it go? Where could it have gone?
And I'm looking at her and I'm like, what the fuck was that? Because I've been with those two when we would come back from a powwow. We had a UFO following us one night. And I'm like, I'm not riding with you anymore. This crap is not funny,
Right.
She's like, I'm sorry. She's like a magnet, right? So we get in the car and we're driving off, and she goes, I think that was an angel. I said, what? What? She's like, I think that was an angel. And I'm like, because he also gave us a shortcut to town that cut it like in half. So we didn't have to drive like 50 miles on this spare. We could do like 20 something and be in town,
Wow.
And yeah, we just get in the car and we're just like, what just happened? I mean, it was just the most bizarre thing. He just shows up on one side. When he leaves, he just disappears on the other. Gone.
That is so crazy. And he's all Nordic looking and the blonde Viking look.
Well, he wasn't even really masculine looking. He was almost, almost, I don't know what, androgynous, not really male, not female, but he was male, but he, and it was just like, okay. I mean, yeah, you don't tell people that crap because they look at you and go, what were you smoking when you were
right? Like, okay, I know y'all were up to some bacon. I know you guys were doing bacon, so you better.
You had more than your share of bacon tonight.
Stay out of the Denny's at 2 a.m.
Right. Exactly. But yeah.
So we have, I think we have 3 people with bingo. We've got Gary Spikes, Gene Hudson, and then Cindy, clarify for me. You have bingo or Marty has bingo? Not this Marty, the other Marty.
I think she said Marty has bingo.
Okay. So we have 3 winners. Anybody else have bingo other than those 3? Gene, Cindy, Gary. I'm sorry. Gene, Gary, and Marty. Those are the 3. Oh, Cindy's saying it's her.
Oh, she says it's both of them.
Oh, both of them. And Gary says congrats.
You two can't use the same card.
Right. Are you guys using the same card? No, actually, I sent them 2 different cards, so I know they're not using the same one. I sent because I made multiple cards, so that way not everybody had the same words and the same phrases on said cards. So okay, yeah, I know y'all have 2 cards, so because that's what I sent you. So. All right. So tomorrow I will reach out to you guys, you winners. I will reach out to you guys. Congratulations. I'm really excited that it's more than one person. I really am. So Cindy gets a walking stick, right? Cindy, Gary says Cindy gets the walking stick. All right. Cindy, you're getting the walking stick from Gary. Marty, I will, you go on to, I'll send you the link to go and check out my merch store. So Marty and Gene Hudson and Gary all need to go and pick something out from my merch store and let me know what it is you choose. And then that way I can go and buy it, pay it, ship it on off to y'all. So thank you guys for playing it, because I'm sorry, I thought that it was ingenious. I love it. I enjoyed it. I really did. And I hope you guys did too. And I want to do it again. We want to do another round, and for sure 100% we'll do it again, and next month maybe we'll do it again. And then if you guys, if y'all are into it, if y'all ain't into it, it's okay too. But I thought it was fun. What about you, Marianne?
Yeah, I think it's fun.
I think it's
we'll
fun.
Have to, I'm sure you've got a list started of all the, new words that we have, right?
Uh-huh.
Because bacon's got to be on there, and I don't know, what was it the other night, the drunk happy hillbillies, or
yeah. What was it? Oh, Sweet and Low.
Oh yeah, that Sweet and Low box has got to get on there.
Yeah, Sweet and Low, Goobers. Hi, Patrick. We love you too, Patrick.
Hey, Patrick.
Yeah, it was Goobers, Sweet and Low. And we loved whoever there was somebody in here the other night that the name of their name was Donut Predator. I was like, oh, I gotta have that on there.
See, we would have had part of that tonight, Predator.
Yes.
You'd have got a half a point for that one.
Half a point. Well, so next time around I'll have to add shimmer, right? Because I think I had cloaking was on there, but the like shimmer or shimmery or whatever, there's a bunch of stuff got words in here we're gonna stick on there. Like I said, Marianne and I, we get together and the plots and the planning starts happening.
It's kind of like Pinky and the Brain taking the world over,
right? Patrick, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And thank you to all of my mods. Thank you for all the work you guys do. I know that you guys are amazing. Every last one of you make sure that this is a safe space and a fun space for everybody that comes here. I appreciate you so much. And thank you to all my members. Thank you so very much. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you, Jean. Sorry, not Jean, Gary. Hold on. I got to go back here. Hold on 1 second. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you for your super chat. Thank you so much, Gary, for yours. And Mr. Patrick Noble, thank you so very much. You guys are awesome. I had a good time tonight. I'll have to I don't know. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's great. But let's do this. So throw some topics out there for us for if we have another cancellation, or we just might look at the topics and go, oh my God, we need to talk about this.
That's so true.
If you guys are, it's like send a message, give us a topic, and we'll see what we can find on it. Probably between the two of us, we've done it.
Probably.
Or seen it.
Yeah. So, you guys can give us suggestions in the comment section of tonight's video. You guys can, put your topics, or like Marianne said, whatever you guys want us to talk about, anything put it in the comments. Put it in the comments and we'll do a show about it.
Yeah. And it'll be fun.
It'll be. Oh, we always make it fun. It's always gonna be fun. But I really do appreciate all of you guys, though, who did reach out and participated in the bingo. And I thought it was a blast. We're definitely going to do another one next month. I can't do one every week, but next month we'll do it again. And change the cards around, and it'll be fun. Thank you again, Marianne, for being here with me tonight. Next Monday night, we will be with Jay Bachochin. I know y'all know Jay. Jay's been on my show 2 or 3 times. He's a friend. He's a researcher, documentarian, adventurer, you name it. He's fun. He's always got the most amazing stories, and I cannot wait for Mary Ann to meet him. And so don't miss next Monday night, 8:00. And Roger, we will get Roger booked as soon as he's feeling better, as soon as he's ready to come, and he says, hey, yeah, okay, I'm ready to go. We'll get Roger back and we'll reschedule with him. So thank you guys all so much for being here tonight. And anything else, Marianne?
I think we're good.
We're good. All right.
We're good.
Everybody, don't forget, spread love and kindness wherever you go. Have a great rest of your week.